absolute domination in the first map. That's what comes through from the Heat side. They look like they're styling all over the place in ways that we haven't seen from French Counter-Strike as much so in recent history. Generally been remarked as a time of some slightly low lows, but would be nice to see them get back to some high highs. The meanwhile, though, 9 wants to be the Polish powerhouse to prevent that. Tea time. Joined by Michael Yumi Cassidy as we head into Heat's map pick.
Yeah, destroyed them on their own map pick, so it's all about whether 9 can answer back, and they will get an opportunity to do so starting CT on Ancient. Heat will have a lot to prove in that regard. Ignore the things at the top of the screen. There we go. Should have all well and good. Lots of utility here for both of the squads, and a lot of progress over past ledge already here for Heat. They want to try and crunch mid.
Well, Carlos has managed to find himself a quick kill. In the meanwhile, Menio is still covered off, reveals himself in a position where it looked like Carlos maybe could have gotten away, but you don't want to risk it. A 5-on-3 now found. And it's going to be Joko to quickly take down Sparrow and open up the B bomb site with full access granted. No spam damage actually coming in that is particularly significant. Joko's gone and got another one in the meanwhile. Double swing being lined up. Joko has got it all. A 5-on-3, but for Joko, might as well have been a 1-on-5 and he wouldn't have cared.
Kyler's all that's left, and he's got a whole lot ahead of him. There's 3 players around the corner. Flash will do well to blind one, wow. But Joko finishes off the pistol ace. We saw from every perspective the 9 players coming in. We were settled on a victim's cam for most of that pistol, but Joko made sure that everyone that stood in his way was dealt with.
That's insane. Genuinely. You can't start a 5v3 and just go and get everything over there. And, you know, part of that comes out of the fact that you do have 9 having some overexposed players on the bomb sites after they've found such a big advantage, and they still have players committed to mid. And generally speaking, you do want to stop the bomb from getting planted, but giving up an opening like that is just maybe where that line can get blurred.
I mean, their opening setup looked great, to be quite honest. They were there
yes,
to address the mid crunch, yeah. Everything afterwards is where they'll have to go back to the drawing board, and they only have USPs and a P2K. Not exactly the most popular weapon, the P2K, but they've got the numbers here, and they will overwhelm at least a couple of the players. They weren't expecting such heavy presence here from 9, so they do get overrun. A Galil and a MAC-10 will be given over to this CT side, but they can get a safe plant over on the B bomb site and cut them off as they rotate through CT.
They've got 2 smokes and a Molotov still available for Heat. This shouldn't be the easiest retake in the world, and as they are planning on trying to go through, Sparrow is making sure that his teammates are leading the charge so he can try and trade them out. Joko's got himself a nice little crossfire as well, but that AK can be recovered, and you're still good to go into the next one. Keeping only 2 players alive up against full USPs is not reassuring.
Yeah, it's not the ideal way to go into the second round, but they're just happy they dodged the bullet, so to speak. If they decide to go for a full A commitment and there were 5 bodies there, it could have been pretty dangerous. Probably end up about the same number of survivors, so he can reinvest. The Magic Molotov does actually miss, so it doesn't make its way all the way through to Donut, and they're very quickly pacing their way into this A bomb site. They don't want to mess around at all. The smoke that's down, HEETafroo still finds the kill, and they can scale into Temple, no problems. The rotates are here, but they go 1 for 1 on the rotation, so Spiro is left as the primary defender, and he'll move past that smoke. HEETafroo had no idea he'd be so close, but there's no one here to support. HEETafroo running out of bullets. Spiro out with the P2K, but still able to deal with it is HEETafroo. 3 kills in this round, 9 shut down, and a save called for Goofy.
Low, but that doesn't matter. Got to finish off what you're starting, and unfortunately for 9, that's been a big problem for them. Even if you look back towards Nuke, a lot of situations where it gets very close, 2-on-2, something of the like, 1-on-1, just don't win it out. Obviously, this looks more one-sided, 4-on-1, but even so, keeping 4 players alive for Heat is impeccable. There's going to be no more casualties. Goofy's save is unlikely to get much accomplished in the next round, short of a buy around it.
It's cool to see such pacey play come out from Heat.
Yeah.
Their T-side on Nuke was very much the same, but we saw very few rounds, low sample size. But being very assertive in the opening segments, even when they were up against the 9 full buy. Yeah, no buy around this M4. Just some upgraded pistols, a little bit of armor, perhaps. Yeah, they're really fighting for territory. Mine could have had bodies down in mid, but will be body to clear it. Him and Afro have taken this space rather swiftly once again, and he can split either bomb site from here. It's all about whether 9 react in time and put these pistols in the right spot.
Jax has to be careful. He does have the bomb still. If he stands up over here, I think his head might be exposed just a little bit. That's what Goofy's watching out for. Grenade might reveal at least some positioning, but with 4 players here, do you really want to commit? And how long is it going to take for you to find out? Well, Body doesn't care about the players there. They still want to keep on going in, just get the kills right out. Quick frags from Kyler, and Kai on the site will keep things interesting. And with Jax being low and holding the bomb, this becomes so much more difficult. Off in the corner will be spotted out. Missed shot from Afro, and he's still trying to cover it off. But again, damage from the Deagles, too much to deal with. Kai is just holding on for dear life. They cannot get onto the bomb site.
This is one of the problems when you looked at that second round, is if they went over to A, they could have met the same fate, but there were so many bodies here for 9, and while Kai is just dancing on the pillar and just so aggressive with it as well, got his hands on an M4, made his life a whole lot easier. 9 overturn a round that they shouldn't have been all too competitive in. It wasn't even the saved rifle that contributed most to it, it was these pistols. Now you see the focus here for Heat is definitely A main focused. A lot of A flashes and smokes will be there to greet 9 before they even react to it. No dedicated site player, but the spam from Kyler is right on point. So they've thinned out the numbers a little bit before this bomb even goes down. But the aggressive move for into CT spawn, they cut down 2. So they are now just only able to attack from Donut or the flank. And this might even be a call for 9 to save. 3 on 4, and they lose so much territory.
They've gone from T-spawn to CT spawn in 20 seconds. You talked about pacey, Michael. This is very much a race car mode being activated for Heat.
Yeah, they are sprinting at them.
Mm-hmm.
They do have 2 AWPs, but they have found their hands on another rifle. Attacking with 2 AWPs is unideal. And 9 won't get an opportunity to save one of those scoped weapons, so they won't be hunted down either. They need to address this A play. Typically, the A bomb site isn't the one that's targeted so heavily. Yeah. Usually, it's the B side attacks or maybe even mid. But if Heat have this in their repertoire and they can find consistency in breaking into the A bomb site, 9 will have to start playing a bit more dedicated inside of the site. See Kyler boosting himself up onto tree very quickly and very early into this round, trying to deal with the rush play. And that smoke is very timely. Heat are trapped behind it.
The problem is Minio's position is going to be something which can still be exploited. The bomb is moving back over towards the B bomb site, so they're content with just leaving Afro here. Scouting out to see if any legs are going to be shown off. And, well, I don't know, man. I don't think he's going to be able to see them in that angle. Seems unlikely. Sparrow does find the kill. Has been holding on for that one for a while now. He's still yet to commit to either area. And with Minio keeping himself alive and not revealing his position, they're still so worried about mid presence and potential B-side pushes coming through. And in all fairness, they should be. B-side is completely occupied at this stage. Sparrow gets another freebie. And Heat are not particularly content with how things are going. Goofy's got some fantastic movement to actually move up, but the problem is he's been spotted by Body. And Body will just take that one as a freebie. Plenty of time to re-navigate, but utility is getting dangerously dry here.
Well, I don't know where we ended up. We were in like a different universe for a second. Kai as well, forward push into B, does at least get him at 1 kill, does spot the bomb as well, so rotates can come over to this B bomb site. Minio's up close and personal. Jax was too far away to trade that one out, so a 1-on-3 where he has the confirmation at least on one position. 20 seconds, this isn't looking like a doable round. Might even just try and give up his life. They allow the plant that would have been at least something accomplished, but nice shooting here from Spiro on the AWP. Heat wanted to limit test the A bomb site again, but nice adaptation here from 9 to get Kyler boosted up quickly onto tree, get that smoke down as well as soon as he heard any presence. Heat didn't want to commit past the smoke.
It is just such a small adjustment as well to make. And because Heat haven't been playing a 4-1, they've been playing a 4-5-man death ball style. They've not been leaving anyone lurking over. You don't even have the possibility of, hey, maybe a CT is going to get caught out, maybe Minio dies, maybe one of the B players who's aggressing dies. No, that's just not going to happen.
No investment here from Heat in the follow-up round. Just upgraded pistols and a flash. They can make some use of it. Flash is being primed for Cave, but Kai gets aggressive from behind. So they had plans for this round. Ones that are disrupted. So important that 9 keep up. 4 or 5 players alive. Start to boost up their money and not have to worry about that. The economics of their CT half as much. And they accomplished that goal. A third round here for 9. They can now look to tie up the early advantage Heat found themselves with all this pacey play.
And the question is, pacey play is great and all, but is there another pace? You do have a, first gear instead of maybe just the 5th one as well. So far, Heat have not indicated that that could be the case. XSC's been left behind for what looks like a bit of a late presence to be shown in mid before he reconvenes with the rest of his team. CTs are content with deploying this early utility. That's something they've figured out. If we can stop the pace, and maybe we can stop our faces from being mashed right in by it. Flashes all flying through, none of them actually catching out the CT defenders. Minio is holding on. K as well, able to come through with a quick double. Minio's Molotov is what burns body in the background and drops the bomb in doing so. Exorcist and Afro, all that are left. And hey man, Goofy's a nice kill to get, but guess what? It's just not enough.
Spam's not too far off from Exorcist. Dressing down the ramp. The flash doesn't quite make it, but still, K gets the kill. He is really turned up here on Ancient. Went from, what, 1 in 17. I think he finished 3 in 18 on Nuke. But now he's been put in the hot seat with all these B-side attacks, and he has delivered on many multi-kills.
Like I said before, man, K's Nuke performance was an anomaly. It is not going to be coming through again. It is just something that I look forward to seeing him on Ancient and how his performance continues all throughout. But in the meanwhile, again, same question. What's plan B? Does he even have one?
A lot of distance towards the red room. Spiro gave up a lot of that control, but good heads up. Understanding that they were likely to chase after him after the red room smoke, and Minio, I think, communicating that one had crossed. Oh, a swapping of weapons, but it comes at a cost. K has been everywhere. These kills really do just look simple when we catch them in isolation, but Niner have some great communication so far, reacting to what Heat are presenting themselves with. Again, another flawless round, and from down in the dumps to suddenly having truckfuls of money.
None of the big offensive machines from Nuke really turning up in the same way either. Body Sport at a 23 and 10 score line there. Jax sitting pretty on 15 and 7. Right now, obviously, a very different circumstance to find themselves in.
Yeah, didn't see too many rounds of their T side on Nuke. Such a big lead coming away from the CT half. Oh god. K took a lot of damage at the start of this round. 98 subtracted from his health bar. So Goofy can't hang around. They wanted to set up for a bit of a crossfire, perhaps, over at the entrance of B, but this has scared them off of it.
You need to see mid tested at some point soon, though. Goofy. Nobody used
That
lane to his
was good.
advantage. Oh, so much damage dealt as well. The spam will be barely missed. Now, he won't know that the damage is dealt. Keep that in mind. So the information hasn't been given up. This is unconfirmed. Resmoke back towards Red Room, and the grenade will find absolutely nothing as well. But it does give away the fact that there shouldn't be too many CTs nearby. Otherwise, you're probably not going to see a nade out forward in the same way. That plan B and that second gear has been shifted into. The effectiveness of being able to drive in that is something we are still going to have to wait to see whether the vehicle of Heat can withstand. Slow walk into Donut seems to be the name of the game, with a quick flashback, maybe even to ramp, but it's Joko to swing out. First kill for Kyler, second can't be found. Body trades and makes it look easy. Quick smoke for the back of the bomb site will at least be putting them in a position where they should be able to guarantee the bomb plant. Nine's rotations are going to be slow about it, so they're relying purely on Minio to be able to pick up the pace and find some kills over here. The problem is Ecstasy's on his side is going to be able to move past. Ecstasy reveals his position with a flashbang, and Minio can try and tunnel vision onto the bomb site itself. Goofy and Sparrow also coming into play. And what should have been a one round, or at least a much more difficult round to retake, Nine just runs away with it.
Yeah, mismanaged as well there from Heat. They get the entry onto Kylar, and Exorcist at some point or another has to peek into Temple. It's a bit of a risky duel to face, but we see the issues with allowing Minio out from Temple to pressure the site players is that they just don't have a lot of cover. They're exposed, the planter is dealt with, and then the one that sits close to the smoke as well. It was the only access point for Nine that wasn't being held by one of the Heat players, and Exorcist just hid away. He was throwing utility and didn't want to swing. Had to take that risk at some point or another, otherwise his teammates were vulnerable, and we saw exactly that punishment come out from Minio. Down to pistols and a Galil here on Heat, and they will try and threaten this A side once again, this time being more quiet about it, hoping to burst onto the scene and catch a player off guard. And Kyler is close with the AWP, so one missed shot and very likely to be run down. Not exactly the best chasing weapons, Deagles, but still threatening.
You never know, maybe some counter-strafe action to come through. Jax overhead, trying to jiggle out the shot, is unable to find it. Kyler has shut him down, and now just waiting for these players to make their way over. Minio is still acting as defense. A good flashbang sets up for Body's peak, but Joko's the one to get the frag. Minio naded up as well, but that nade goes a bit too deep. His teammate's not here yet. Resmoke will be looking to allow the bomb plot, but the problem is K inside Temple. He is making a place of worship of his own practically. This guy is just an absolute menace. Joko, the only player to get some frags, and he gets 3 of them. That's nice and all, but Heat is still stuck at 4.
Yeah, K has been a monster, man. Just everywhere he rotates, it just looks like he's able to collect on 2 or 3 kills. He has been so sharp here for 9, moving into the second map, and just when they need it. This is not their map selection in the series, but they need to have a good CT half. So they almost lined up for Kyler on that AWP, but good shooting from Joko to make this at least even contestable. They have been met at the gates. A little back and forth at the start of this game, but now that is, I believe, 6 straight here for 9.
Oh, close scope and heard K. Just toying around with it. This is just a continual display of, hey, now we can't run over them. We're just going to wait and hope they make mistakes. And then when 9 doesn't make mistakes, you can't get the entries anymore.
Yeah, what's the plan from there?
So far, everything on Heat's T-Sign has been a cross between either let us run them down and hope they get trampled underneath a stampede, or let's default and hope they're the ones who make mistakes, and that's how we get access to a bomb site. Even then, you never know, if K's rotated over, he might just kill 4 of us.
Joko did get a kill through the smoke onto the Red Room player, but the man advantage was short-lived. AWP was able to strike and fall back into the bomb site. Goofy will spot the shoulder of Joko. A little awkward here. Goofy doesn't want to have his position compromised, but the double AWPs are really finding a lot of success. Spiros will find his. K is holding for the red room push. Body spotted. There's reinforcements coming as well. Kyler started to cheat away from that A bomb site. See if he can reinforce it. But this has left the B bomb site very vulnerable. He's distracting and pulling numbers away from 9. And they look to reinforce this B bomb site. But it's a little too late. They've broken in. And a kill from Exorcist is nice. But the bomb can get planted. Joko has to try and survive for as long as possible.
It's all about body in the meanwhile. One-on-ones on either side. Ops on both, and Kyler's just got the flick. Sparrow in the meanwhile as well. Oh man, these two used to be the operators for their respective teams playing up against each other in the past. They recognize the prowess. It is not very often you see a double op retake, both shots being flicks, both shots being inwards angles to AKs holding them.
Man, it's so intimidating when it's put that way. You know, you've got two main AWPers that are culminated on the same squad, so either side is not exactly the most feasible if you don't have someone that can address that AWP or something that can target and isolate them. They have been so hard to deal with, and part of that is about building money on the CT side, and their money is looking good. One-for-one exchange on the AWPs in middle. Wanted to go for fast control here, Heat. They will have it.
Joko's been tagged and hurt as well. Goofy's the one to deliver the bullets to his, well, everything. K, however, has been delivering a lot of bullets. This man has got a double smoke phase set up on the other side. Knows these timings perfectly, man. This is picture perfect, but Joko's not taking pictures. He's shooting shots. HEETafroo. Hoping against hope that there's an over-aggression from Goofy in that place and attempt to trade, but Goofy knows it's all about Minio's flank, and Minio's got it done. 9-4. 9 is running away with things a little bit over here.
Yeah, honestly, they're dominating on the CT side. After the early aggressive moves from Heat found so much success, they have been getting shut down, and it hasn't even just been K. You know, sometimes he hasn't been at the action in time. His rotates have been good. You know, he's been having stable contributions, but now we're seeing the double AWPs really come into their own. Seen Minio as well in his supportive roles, just as well, kind of rotating into these sites and having a decent amount of success. A lot of different players have activated here for 9, and Heat have no real saving grace. Joko's been good for a few kills here and there, but hasn't always led to round wins. Oh! Damn.
That's what you need from Jax. Quiet game so far, but a few more shots like that one, and you're going to be really woken up on 9 side. The problem is, rotations from them have been on point throughout the game. They're so comfortable in letting Kyler solo out the A-bomb side. Goofy has been brought over, and he's got good damage onto the second player as well. Jax's demise seems inevitable, but Minio a little bit panicked. That's it. They realize K is still on the bomb site. Well, now they do. Just holding on for dear life. This site will not be breached.
Yeah, they're running from him, and Minio should be able to finish off this frag. A lot of damage being done onto body. Smoke down will at least act as distraction. Could have escaped in that time. Exorcist has so much territory over at A, and Kyler doesn't even consider this. Oh, late adjustment, but he's able to flick in time, and this might just open up the round back into 9's favor. Fake plant on A, and he's running to B. They've full rotated, so this actually is a great call if he's able to escape.
The problem is Body's HP is not great, so they're entirely reliant on the CTs staying here for so long that HEETafroo can make his way in, and Body can get at least the first kill for free. Rifle barrel spotted now. Oh, this is beautiful. A thing of beauty right here, but the question is, will it materialize? Yes, it will. Oh, he's got 2, but no, they turned around in time. He's missed a second opportunity. Kyler as well was gone to the longer lease on life, and HEETafroo's shot being missed. My God, that is just a combination of 3 independently missed opportunities to win that round.
I can't believe that. That looked perfect there from Body. I mean, this is an experience play, one that he almost punishes 9 for, but he just needed to hit the taps. Decided to go for a spray transfer and doesn't pull down far enough. You see those bullets rattle over the head of the secondary player. You cannot give K anything, any extra room, because he has been so on point. 21 kills this first half already.
Even the kill on the Kyler that's missed out when the Deagle is
Yeah.
Just needs to strike through. Kyler, blind as a bat, but he is equally as deadly. Molotov's going deep. He's being forced away, but utility, how much is it going to do? HEETJACKZ is not comfortable spamming into the smoke and revealing his presence yet. Joko's the one to break blood on the bomb site. Flashbang in Sparrow's face is not going to be particularly helpful. Joko's been a consistent performer and he really desperately wants 5. Seems like they should be able to get it. Heat gets some saving graces, but there's still a lot of graces that have been lost. The question is, can they bring him back? In the second half, we'll be back after a short break to find out. You'd think that nuke never happened with how good 9 have been so far. Kai's been a superstar. The question is, can he continue on the T side? I'm T. I'm joined by Michael Yumi Cassidy as we try and figure that out.
Nice little double flash here for 9 as they look for a bit of mid control. They get up ledge nice and quick, and they move for entries on the B bomb site. But Afro's found the first, and Jax will eventually get hunted down. So 1-for-1 exchanged. Bomb not going to be the priority. They're still fighting for a cave, and Body's got 2 kills with the dualies, so 1 a pop for each of the guns, but they're still fighting deep inside CT. They've lost control of the bomb site, so they'd have to reroute A, and they get nowhere. Looked good for the entries there, but suddenly the plan shifted. Body with other plans.
Well, I mean, Body looked like he had plans to plant the bomb, as the HUD was reminding us, but no, it's good to see those. In particular, I think it's just good to see the sharpness of the shots coming back into it after what we saw in that previous round, just how many shots from Heat were missed out. You know, the Deagle onto Kyla and whatnot. And a lot of those are excusable, and the reason why they're punished is because 9 just turns around and gets a sick one. But at the end of the day, that will happen. So, just good to see that there's still some crisp left of this French chicken.
They've won both pistols here, Heat.
That is where most of their rounds have come from. That is true.
Yeah, sitting from behind when you've had all the advantages, it never feels great. You see the investment from 9 is just as far as pistols go. Heat are giving this a lot of respect. Fell foul to these pistols on the T side, and that's a cracker of a shot there from K.
Maybe we should be giving a bit more respect. It's hard, though.
I don't know how much more respect they can give. How far deep CT
Just
can
don't
you
leave
play?
spawn.
Will be a B-side attack.
Afro tagged up in the meanwhile. It is going to be Jackson on the other side to try and keep things clean, and well, he will be able to do just that. A couple of quick kills with the MP9. He's managed to farm up some cash. M4 is saved. Good position to be in as we head into 9's first gun round.
Yeah, a little spooky. Well, definitely a little spooky. When it's dead silence and all you hear is a Deagle connecting with a head around the map. Can sometimes set a bit of a precedent, but one that's not fully capitalized on by 9. Good damage done, though, and it props up Heat for a bit of economic turmoil in the follow-up round. You see the reinvestment. They get that Afro AWP out nice and early. Made onto Minio is pretty substantial. They've shown their presence. All that's needed to pull out some utility from the Heat camp. I can see he's actually fighting inside of A main. This is very uncommon. Rattling off a couple of shots before that smoke fades and will retreat, but
Joko,
I'm not going to take that ground immediately.
Joko as well has given up a lot of his own information and how long he's been spamming out towards lane. That might end up revealing to 9 that there aren't too many people aggressively postured in mid. That said, XSCs. Oh, this angle
might get cleared.
I mean, mid, yeah, this angle is just going to be fully caught out. Kyla can spot him out from the side, and wallbang's easy enough to try and set up. Now, the problem is Joko could end up catching them as they attempt to retreat. Information given up, but the bomb's still very far away from either site. It's all about getting another kill into these areas. If Body can keep himself relevant throughout the rest of the round and start to move over, this could get really dangerous, but he himself has timings to play around with. Flashes, smokes all going over, but the CTs are yet to rotate. They realize that A side is still the likely commit with how much ground they have seeded there. Body,
What?
Buddy,
What are
you gotta get this kill and just back off. He's expecting and hoping that maybe there's another person, maybe the bomb is still faking it out. That's the reason why he's here. But now, 4-on-4 missed shot from Afro. Criminal, absolutely criminal. But this man has broken out of prison and he is a free Body once again. Body, however, is a free. 95 damage inflicted on him. 3 players in Donut, not sure if they've figured that out yet.
got smokes, and they have kits as well here on Heat, but getting spammed could be a massive problem. They're still so spread out here on 9. I don't know where Spiro is going, but has to go into reinforce, but they're all clustered up together, and they need to get this diffuser off of the bomb. They're not even going with the one that had the kit, and now they've finally hunted down all of the frags. They should barely have enough time to get this defuse.
No time.
Oh. They tried to go for a 10-second defuse. I don't know what's happened, but the communications have broken down there for Heat because they had kits, they had smokes, but they wanted to take those duels straight up, and it just doesn't work out. This hold from Exorcist as well is pretty egregious. I don't know how Afro is able to get that AWP shot to connect, but things go wrong very quickly there for Heat, and they should have never been in this position. Like, we were looking at Body's perspective. He's playing trigger discipline on somebody that's acting as a deterrent or a fake over towards the B-bomb site. They had to have known that the A site was compromised from ages ago. There was just no urgency. It was a strange round to witness from Heat's perspective, all in all.
What he's hoping to make up for some of those sins from earlier on. Flashes, however, will have forced him back if he wasn't already nestled away anyway. Shot has been gandered out, but that gander doesn't give him anything. We've seen a lot of op shots miss, unfortunately, I have to say. From the Heat side, a few of these crucial misses Schmidt.
James Bond.
Indeed. But we've seen a lot of very crucial misses coming out, and Afro's first kill being lost means that it's so much more difficult for him to re-peek slightly deeper into the bomb site with any sort of flashes utility. He does pick it up afterwards, but it's just small, uncharacteristic mistakes from Heat coming out. Joko, unable to find the kill with the Deagle. He's generally been a more of a solid pair of hands throughout this map. The only person who's, sitting above a 1 KD. Whatever that counts for, in all fairness.
Oh,
see what I mean?
Finally got the headshot to connect, and damage, but no frags afterwards. Yeah, these are small mistakes that can certainly add up. Get that kill nice and quick. You might be able to reposition. 9 do just look like the better squad here on Ancient, which is strange that we've had both respective map picks look as dominant as they have for the other team, not the team that picked into it. Even just like the small things from Exorcist playing on the A site solo, trying to sit behind the plat box is unideal. At some point you have to jiggle peek it or swing.
Well, a lot of swinging going on over here from the USPs, able to find another couple of kills at the very least. The only question is, can Afro actually find another one, put himself into a slightly better economic position? And it seems like he almost could have. Kai, however, the monster that he has been continually throughout, will be unforgiving of the insult that he faces. How dare you peek into me?
I mean, you see how confident he is as well.
Yeah.
Just to take that isolated duel, he just stands his ground and says, yeah, you know what? I will take this fight. You're not escaping me.
And that's after the guy had a 0.22 rating in the first map.
Yeah, I mean, he only got 3 kills the first map.
Yeah.
He was saving them all up for Ancient.
That's what I mean. This is just a player who will not stop just because of one bad situation. He's a player who's definitely got the confidence of a star. That's one of the reasons why, you know what, this guy's someone I've rooted for a lot in the past. JheETJACKZ, however, another man who I have picked up pom-poms for. Joko's been able to come through and trade him out, so the aggression will pay some big old dividends. Unfortunately for Exorcist, that comes at a cost of his life.
His total HP. He's still alive.
Yeah, some of his life.
Well, Joko maybe thought he had more friends still hovering around with him. He was isolated over at Ledge and gets backstabbed by a MAC-10. Rifle recovered as well by Minio. We'll see some siege. 9 have repositioned over. We went into the other dimension again.
The Shadow Realm. Oh, more like the mirror dimension. Afro, however, I would love to mirror out K's performance in holding out B. That doesn't matter, though. You know? Maybe that's on purpose. It'd be pretty next level if it was.
That would be super next level if that was what that was supposed to accomplish.
Honestly, I could see it. Reminds me of that old... God, this is such an old reference. I think it's like 2017 or something. But there was a map in Inferno. Nice shot from Body. There was a map in Inferno at like a major LAN, maybe even Epicenter 2017, which was when the SK Gaming Core with Fallen was playing it, and then Fallen put himself in a position where his op was just slightly visible, but he couldn't be shot, and that kept the enemy opper there for like a solid 45 seconds, and he had the most badass tweet about it afterwards. It's like, look, if I tell you guys it's on purpose, you're gonna not believe me. And if I tell you guys it was an accident, well, you'll know I'm lying. I was like, I. Good times, good times.
Yeah. I mean, that bait is more reasonable. They bounced this off like some weird geometry on the map. It bounced upward.
Back then, that was like unheard of. Just like Fallen's famous cobblestone clip as well, you know?
Yeah.
Everything seems so much more normalized now. Actually, something that God, I can't remember who was talking about it. Just someone recently was talking about Freiburg's control over banana and how Yekindar takes it. And it was just like, yeah, Freiburg was the king of banana, but everyone just is clearly... The game has evolved so much, and that's one of the beauties of Counter-Strike. You can let the meta and the players evolve because the game doesn't have to change.
Also, he was the king of banana when banana looked very different. You know, we had like an over archway. We had actually had a physical car, not just wooden pallets that we call car.
Got to hold the point of bananas though, because Body's going to hold down into mid, flashbang in his face, but a shot to Goofy's head nonetheless. Goofy is trying to retreat, a retreat that has been interrupted by a quick grenade.
Yeah, shrapnel splicing him means that Niner down back into this 4-on-4, but I think they're fine with this. They've been able to navigate around these situations so well in previous rounds. Heat are the ones that are really under pressure. No smokes, no mollies, only flashes that remain here on the CT side. At some point, they will want some information. Small steps in mid. That might give a bit of indication here for Exorcise, who is under pressure himself. First kill from Exorcise is nice, but the immediate trade there from K, and Spear is still holding for the eventual push out of Cave. This is perfect.
You've got to be kidding me. How? Okay. I've got to say it. What the hell's going on in the Heat camp? Like, these pushes do not make sense sometimes. You're re-peeking out, slow crouch, walking forward into an op that's looking at you, while the site is also fully compromised with those two players over there. It's just so disjointed.
Yeah. It's a bit desperate looking as well. Like, they shouldn't be satisfied with a 1-for-1 in a 4-on-4.
Hell, man, even the fight in mid, I've got to be a critic of it. We haven't seen them commit 2-3 players like that early on in a way that, you know, we would normally expect from a team that's picking into a map like this. You know, you've got Body taking a one-on-one duel. There's like 17,000 flashes that are going to go over mid. He's always going to be fast. The fact that he gets a headshot is impressive in its own right, but this is just so many things where the CTs, you just feel like, other than the missed shots, there is no strategic direction.
Yeah, we haven't seen many fights for ledge. That seems to be where a lot of teams find success as well, just pressuring the B entrance from that ledge position. The early utility that CTs can throw is very, very dominant. You get there much sooner than the Ts can get out. The bombardment of HEs as well that you can cluster in there. He'd feel like they have been a step behind this map. Molly missed onto ledge. This is part of what I was talking about. Usually you want CTs to get up there nice and quick, and the boost as well on long. This is looking like a much more stable setup here for Heat. They don't have as much cave control, that's for sure, but Nine are still very concerned about whether they could be pushed down the ramp. They got here a little late, and the util from the CTs could help have masked a forward push. Playing so much more reserved this time over here from Nine.
I mean, after the kind of desperation plays that he's been going for, it seems like reserved is all you need. 5 players together though from 9 this time over. The default isn't quite as spread out as it ordinarily has been. Means a lot more opportunities for some sort of individual play off of a good flashbang or the like, but also at the same time could just be a change of pace where they try and rush down the cheetah player. Good flashbang, but not the follow-up. Can't find Minio, and Kyler's there to trade away. Smoke down on ramp to prevent any sort of fast aggression, but with 35 seconds, a shot to the back of HEETJACKZ's head. Joko unable to find anything, and Kyler's the only one who's inflicted any T-side casualties so far. If you can't do it, I'll give you one for free.
Oh my god, past the Molotov, and Kyler has to get off the bomb there, floundering to try and make sure that he's dealt with, but they will succeed. They take map pick of HEET moving into this series, and they deal with them on Ancient after losing Nuke so handily. Thought that wasn't really a possibility. They bounced back so significantly, but hey, 9 have come here to play, and that means that we will go all 3 into Vertigo.
I genuinely had to go back and check and make sure that our production, or maybe we just didn't make a mistake and who picked what, because this really looked like HEET doesn't practice the map even. Because when you